What's up, Juventini? Alberto here. I got all your Juve news. All right, young guys being used as counterparts for moves. We got three names of Juventus players that could be used in this manner. We'll take a look at the details there. Agents of Cambiaso and Massimiliano Allegri speaking out about their futures at Juventus. And then, of course, Max's presser with some good news in terms of the fitness status of certain players. And then breaking things down for this big match against Napoli tomorrow. Part of a critical march for Juve. Like the video, subscribe to the channel. This is the AJC. Let's rock. First things first, Barrenechea could be used, all right, as a counterpart in a move to bring in Morten Frendrup from Genoa, all right? He has been linked with Juventus dating back to the winter mercato, all right? For me, Barrenechea, I'm not so sure I like him being used as a counterpart for a player like Frendrup. I think there needs to be a little bit bigger bang if we're going to be sacrificing some young talent. Barrenechea, I would still like to see remain as Juventus talent and maybe even carry out one more year loan before ultimately pulling the plug. However, if he was used towards a player that would definitely make a bigger bang, I would probably say then yes, I would do it. But this one, I still see us having a lot of players that we could sell to bring up money, and Frendrup does not carry a big value, all right? Other names, Miretti and Caviglia, they could also be used as counterparts, all right, in making some moves this summer. For me, when it comes to Miretti, I still believe Juve should keep him as their property and see him go out on a loan to see if he can develop further. And his value is not going to be very strong right now at the moment. So you have a situation like Sule, where he went to Frosinone, has put together a great loan season. Now you can make a decision on bringing the player back or utilizing that high value, the increase in value to sell. So right now, doesn't feel like it's the best time for both of those players. Hans Nicolucci Caviglia, is it the right time to do it with him, as his name is in the rumors of being used as a counterpart? He has been with our youth system from day one. He has been on 4 loans. This season, in the minutes he's gotten, he has shown that he's capable. As a squad rotational player, even next season, I probably would keep him around. And again, it would come down to who is he being used to bring in, all right? I have no problem sacrificing any one of those 3. Sacrificing all 3 for me is out of the question, but if you had to choose one to sacrifice, then I would understand it as long as there's some good bang there. But the value for these guys has to make sense as well. But Caviglia, he can't go out on another loan. You are going to have to make a decision there, all right? And for me, I would like to see him get more minutes this season to feel a little bit more comfortable about making that call. Miretti, I wouldn't be against an outright sale or working in a deal based on what I've seen. But again, it would really depend on who we're using these guys as counterparts for. Frendrup, that's not the guy. That's just my 2 cents. You guys know the drill. Hit me in the comments with those 3 names, all right? You have to get rid of one. Who are you choosing to get rid of out of those 3 midfielders, all right? Now, we get to another rumor coming out of the UK, and that is that Juve has interest in 21-year-old English left back Archie Brown, who currently plays for Gent, okay? He's also attracting interest from Milan, Nice, Lyon, Chelsea, and West Ham, all right? But rumors out of the UK involving Juventus have always been bunk, and nothing's ever really come of it. So just throw it in the back pocket, take it with a grain of salt, as you should with all the news, all right? But now we get to the agents. Agents of Cambiaso and Massimiliano Allegri. Cambiaso's agent, in terms of the interest from Real Madrid, he did not deny it, all right, and said that there are many teams that are interested in Cambiaso, but he did note that Juve does see Cambiaso as non-transferable. As far as his contract extension, he said he'll probably sit down with Juventus next season. And he said for the player, for Cambiaso, it's very simple. He would play at goalkeeper if it meant wearing the black and white jersey, all right? So if there were any fears of Cambiaso and his future not being tied to Juventus, that should pretty much seal it, all right? and I know you got to take everything with a grain of salt, but I truly can't see a situation where Juventus will move Cambiaso, all right? I think he's going to be one of those pillars at Juventus. Now we get to Allegri and his agent. Allegri's agent says that he believes Allegri will stay at Juventus next season. However, he did also throw this in there that we will have to see what happens, because with this ownership, absolutely anything can happen. But typically, when a club makes a change from a coach, there is dissatisfaction. I would want to know what they're dissatisfied with. All right. So again, and Max says in his presser, which we will get to, that he's got one more year on his contract. All signs are pointing to the same place we were last summer, everybody, and that is that Juve did hold talks with other coaches, was thinking about a potential change. In the end, what I heard was that it was the finances that shut everything down this season. The finances are going to be a lot easier to accommodate for a coaching change, and we are hearing that Juve is holding discussions with Thiago Motta, maybe feeling like now's the time to make a move with certain coaches that are available, all right, which is in a better stance than it was last season, as the options weren't as strong as they are this summer, okay? So a change very much could happen. We just have to wait and see. As far as Allegri and his presser ahead of the big game tomorrow against Napoli, we will be live 8:30 a.m. Eastern time, getting you hyped up for that one. He says Chiesa and Danilo available, will be traveling for the team. Great news. Keane will be available next week. Giallo continues to grow, but we have to remain a little bit more patient. For Weah and Cambiaso, he says, I'll decide tomorrow which one plays. I would expect Cambiaso to play. I would personally play both of them, all right? But I think it's safe to say Kostic will have his starting spot. That is one of my knocks on Max, all right? Way too much leash for certain guys, all right? But I can't see him sitting Cambiaso. Way and Cambiaso, a decision there. It's not really a decision for me, okay? Now, he says 70 points is what it's going to take to achieve Champions League qualification. And he reminds us, Juve hasn't won in Naples for 5 years, all right? So it is definitely going to be difficult tomorrow. You guys know the drill. We'll see you live, getting you hyped up for this one. But let me know what you thought about all the news you're hearing today. And hit the like button, subscribe, and share the content. We'll see you tomorrow morning live, getting ready for this big one, all right? The first one in a critical march for Juventus. Fino alla fine, forza Juve. Ciao a tutti.